Mechanics, paper 4. Today our topic is kinematics. In kinematics we have different topics. Today we will study motion in a straight line with constant acceleration. What is constant acceleration? Suppose a body or a particle is moving along a straight line. We observe its motion. We have this table. After 1 second, velocity becomes 2. After 2 seconds, velocity becomes 4. After 3 seconds, velocity becomes 6. Now see that when there is change of 1 second in time, there is a change of 2 meters per second in the velocity. So it means that it covers or rather I should say there is equal change in velocity with same change in time. So acceleration is 2 meters per second square. Now if we sketch the graph from this table, you may use the actual graph, you will get a straight line. Time axis, velocity axis. We have 1, 2, this point is 2, 4, this point is 3, 6. Now if you find the gradient of this line, by the formula you may take any 2 points. For example, I take these 2 points, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The answer is 2, which is acceleration. So keep in mind that the gradient of velocity time graph is acceleration. Now we have another example in which A is equal to 0. So body is moving with constant velocity. Suppose we make this table. When time is 0, displacement is 0. After 1 second, displacement becomes 3 meters. After 2 seconds, it becomes 6 meters. It becomes 9 meters, and so on. If you sketch the graph, here we take time, here we take displacement. We will get again a straight line. If you find the gradient of this line, gradient will be, by the formula we will find that it is 3. which is velocity. change in displacement is 3 and change in time is 1 second. So change in displacement in 1 second is 3. So this is the velocity. Now see that the gradient of displacement time graph is velocity. If we sketch the velocity time graph for this example, it will be like this. This is velocity. Along x-axis we have time. So graph is horizontal, and horizontal means gradient of this line is 0, which means acceleration is 0. So gradient of displacement time graph is velocity. Next we have equations of motion. We have 5 quantities. This is initial velocity, starting velocity, v is final velocity, u initial, s displacement, a acceleration, t is time. Now these 5 quantities are related to each other by these 5 equations of motion. Now let us see how they are related. Keep in mind that this equation is applied during the motion when acceleration remains constant. Now suppose a particle is moving along a straight line. At time t is equal to 0, its velocity is u. After time t, its velocity becomes v, and it is moving with constant acceleration. Now, you know that acceleration is equal to change in velocity in time t mean divided by t, or change in velocity per unit time. From here you have u is equal to v is equal to u plus at. So see how these 4 quantities are related in this equation. You can find any one of these if 3 are given. Means you will need 3 quantities to find the 4th quantity from this equation. Then we have area. Now this is a trapezium. This is a trapezium. You know that area of trapezium will be half into sum of these heights which are parallel sides and multiplied by perpendicular distance between these two, which is t. Now area under the velocity time graph is the displacement. So s is equal to half u plus v into t. So this is the second equation of motion. Here a is not involved. Now we can see that the third equation of motion can be derived from these two. In third equation v is missing, so eliminating v from these two equations, putting this value of v into this equation, you will get s is equal to half into u plus this v, which is u plus at into t. On simplifying this, you will get 2u plus at into t, and this becomes ut plus half a t square. This is third equation of motion. See that here v is not involved. It will be used when you will be dealing with these 4 quantities except v. Now last equation involves no time. So we leave out time from this equation and this equation. So eliminating t. So from first equation you have v minus u over a is equal to t. Putting this value of t into this equation, you have s is equal to half u plus v into v minus u over a. On simplifying, you will get v square minus u square whole divided by 2a, or you can write 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Now this is last equation of motion. Examples. Read example 1. Starting from rest means u is equal to 0. An aircraft accelerates. Examples. Read example 1. Starting from rest means u is equal to 0. The aircraft accelerates to take off speed of 60. It means its speed is now 60. So speed is increasing. In a distance of 900 meters, you are given the distance, it is 900 meters. A is constant. A is constant during this motion. So you can apply the equations of motion. How long means you need time, and also you are asked to find acceleration. Now you will see the 4 equations of motion and you will select which will be applied over here according to the situation. Now the equation of motion involving initial velocity, final velocity, displacement and time, you know, is s is equal to 1 over 2 u plus v into t. Now put in the values. 1 over 2, initial velocity is 0, final 60, time we have to find. Here you should put the value which is 900. On simplifying, you will get time 30 seconds. Now to find A, you have all other 4 quantities. As you know, there are total 5 quantities. So you can apply any equation of motion. So we apply first equation of motion, which is v is equal to u plus at. 60 is equal to 0, you need a, time is 30, you simplify, you will get a is equal to 2. See that acceleration is positive because it is speeding up. Read example 2. Now the difference in first example and in second example is that a train is already moving. When we started to study its motion, the first velocity or the initial velocity was 20 and the final velocity is 55. The length of the tunnel means displacement is 1500. Acceleration, how long, time and acceleration we have to find. Now you will apply the same formulas for first part, this formula. From here you will get time, the value of time will be 40 seconds. Try yourself, and similarly applying the second formula, you will get acceleration is equal to 7 over 8. Come to third example. Read the example. Here again the train is already moving with velocity 80. So its initial velocity is 80. The difference between this example and the first two is that here the train slows down, applies brake, slows down, so its speed is decreasing. So it has negative acceleration or deceleration, or we can say retardation, which is given. So it is negative acceleration, which means that its speed is decreasing. When speed is decreasing, you will take A to be negative. Now how fast time is given 30 seconds. How fast it is moving after 30 seconds with the same acceleration, and then you have to find also distance, how much distance it will cover. Now again you have to select one of four equations involving u, a, t and v. We have v is equal to u plus at. Now putting the values, you need v, initial velocity is 80, acceleration is -2, time is 30. From here you will get v is equal to 20 meter per second. Then we find displacement. For displacement, now you have all four quantities, so you can apply any formula. So we apply this equation of motion or formula into t. Putting the values, you will get, this is 80 plus 20 into 30. Your answer will be 1500 meters. Example 4. Read it please carefully. Here the situation is that in the first part, it is given that the car is moving with constant acceleration throughout the motion, so acceleration will not change. Very important part is given that AB is equal to BC. So keep this in mind, we will use it. Now write down an expression for distance AB. We need AB, which is our S. In this question, the new situation is that you are not given the three quantities, so you cannot find the exact value of AB. Now for AB motion from A to B, we have initial velocity 14 and we have acceleration which is unknown, but we have time which is 5 seconds. So which equation of motion involves displacement? We have to find. So displacement, initial velocity, time and acceleration. The equation which involves these quantities is S is equal to ut plus of at square. Putting the values, we have S is equal to 14 into 5 plus of a into 5 square. This is equal to 70 plus 12.5a. Now see that the new situation that we don't have the exact value of S because here a is unknown. However, this is the answer to first part. Now we have to find an expression for AC. Now for the motion from A to C, notice that you have u is equal to 14, but you have time is equal to 8 seconds. You have acceleration is equal to A. And you need AC, which is S, equal to 1. So again you have same four quantities. Final velocity is not involved. Now very important point, throughout the motion from A to C, the acceleration remains constant. It means that the acceleration from A to B is same as from B to C. So this is one stage, there is no change in acceleration. So you can apply the formula S is equal to ut plus half a t square. S means AC, u is 14, now time is 8, and plus half a into 8 square. You will get the answer. This is equal to 112 plus 32a. This is the answer to second part. Now he says that find the acceleration. Show that acceleration is 4. We are going to find a. Now we use this information that the distance AB is equal to BC. We have an expression for AB. So you can write AC is equal to 2AB. So this total distance will be double of this because they are equal. Putting the values we have found already, this is 32A equal to 2 into AB. AB is 70 plus 12.5A. You simplify it, calculate A yourself, you will get A equal to 4. Now come to second part. Second part asks find the speed at c. Now you can easily find it because you have v is equal to u plus at formula. You need v, you have 14, you have a, and you have time. You are taking a and c positions, so time is 8. So this is equal to 46. Example 5. Read the statement carefully. To understand the question, we make this diagram. It is given that velocities at P of P at A and B, A, B, C. So here the velocity is 20, here the velocity is 12, here the velocity is 6. This is given. And it is moving with constant acceleration. Again, throughout the motion, acceleration remains constant. So you can apply the equation of motion to any part, means from A to B, from B to C, from C to D, or you consider A to D or A to C. You can apply the equation of motion with the same acceleration A. In the first part, now you are asked to find the ratio of distances. Now from A to B motion, we have AB and BC distances involved. For A to B motion, now what you have? You have distance AB, say S. We don't know. You have initial velocity 20. Acceleration is also unknown. But he is saying that you need a ratio AB and BC. You are not asked to find the acceleration or this distance. But you are given the velocities. Also V is given to be 12. Now the equation of motion which involves initial velocity, final velocity, displacement and acceleration, you know, is 2as is equal to V square minus U square. Now you don't know A, but as is distance or displacement is taken to be AB. V square is 12 square minus 20 square. You simplify this, you will get minus 256. Similarly, for motion from B to C, you have again the same formula. Initial velocity is given, final is given, acceleration is A unknown, and distance is BC. So applying the same formula, 2as is equal to V square minus U square. We have 2a into S means the distance BC, V means 6, and A is 100, it is 12 square. Now you simplify, you will get 2a into BC, this is equal to minus 108. Now simple trick is that you divide that by this. So dividing we have 2a AB, left hand side will be divided by left hand side, you can do this, and right hand side is divided by right hand side, it is minus 108. Now this cancels out and you simplify it, you will get AB over BC is equal to 64 over 27. Now in form of ratio, mean column form, you can write it like this, 64 ratio 27. So this is the answer to first part. Now we come to second part, which is also tricky part. Now important information or given value is that the total distance AD is 80. Now you are asked to find the distance BC. Now for BC we have initial and final velocities, we have to find BC distance, so only two values are given. We need one more quantity. The situation tells that you can find the distance. Now for applying the formula on this, it is given that it comes to rest. So I am considering the motion from A to D because acceleration is constant. So from A to D, initial velocity is taken 20, final 0, and I am going to find acceleration. I can find because we are given the three quantities. Now applying the formula 2as is equal to v square minus u square. From here you will find A. Put the values, the value of A will be minus 2.5. Now we find the BC distance. For BC distance, again you have u is equal to 12, final velocity 6, acceleration is negative, which means that body is slowing down. Now you need this distance. Again applying the same formula, 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Putting the values 2 into minus 2.5 into distance s means BC, this is equal to v square means 6 square, then minus 12 square. You simplify it, you will get the answer 21.6 meter. Example 6. Read the statement with more care. Here we have motion in 3 stages. A cyclist starts from A with initial velocity 0, starts from rest and comes to rest at the point B. This is also 0. Now throughout the motion, acceleration is not constant. Up to a point C, say suppose this is C, and then we have another point D. C and D are not mentioned in the question. I am supposing these points C and D because first motion is with increasing speed, constant acceleration, then this is second stage of motion during which the acceleration is 0, and then the third stage. So I can write this is first stage, this is second stage, and this is third stage. So in this stage acceleration is positive, here acceleration is 0, here acceleration is negative. Now we have to find the total time. Total time means from rest to rest, means from A to B point. Now according to the given informations, first we find the time from A to C. Time from A to C can be found by the data given, u is equal to 0, and now in the question it is given that acceleration is 0.5 and distance or this displacement is, which is AC, is equal to 25 meter. From here you can calculate time easily by applying the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now put these values, you will get the value of time to be 12 seconds. Then time from C to D. Time from C to D is given in the question. This time is 25 seconds. So we are given this time. Now how we'll find time from D to B? To find this time, firstly we see that we are not given the values from D to B, but we can find the speed at D, because in the second stage the velocity remains constant, acceleration is 0. So from first part, for A to C motion, you can find velocity. V is equal to u plus at. So V is equal to u means 0, A is 0.5 and time is 12. So from here V is 6. It means that for C to D we have velocity 6, we have time equal to so velocity at D will also be 6. So for this motion from D to B, the initial velocity will be 6, and we also have the final velocity. But we have only two quantities for this stage of motion. We have initial velocity, we have final velocity, and we need to find time. So we need a third quantity, because to apply equation of motions you must have three quantities. What can be found? And that is the distance. So we can find distance dB. dB is equal to total distance AB minus AC minus CD. Total distance is 210 given in the question. AC distance is also given in the question. Now for C to D, velocity is constant, so distance into speed, time into speed is the distance, and we can find this distance dB by this way. It is 24 meter. And then we find the time for last part, time for dB. Now we have initial velocity 6, we have final velocity 0, we have found the displacement, it is 24. We need time. So applying the formula, S is equal to half into U plus V into T. You can find the time to be here, T is equal to 8 seconds. So total time is what? Total time is 12 for A to C, then 25 from C to D, and then 8 from D to B. Final answer is 45 seconds. Question 6, second part. Find the time that it takes from when the cyclist starts until the car overtakes her. Car starts after 24 seconds. In 24 seconds, the cyclist will reach at some point, suppose M. it is given in the question that the car overtakes the cyclist when the cyclist is moving with constant velocity 6, which means that for the cyclist the car overtakes during this second stage of motion from C to D, as we have seen in part 1. From C to D, the cyclist moves with constant velocity. Now understand this diagram. So when the car starts, cyclist is suppose at the point L. Now 24 seconds have gone. Now when the car starts, car reaches from this same point to this point, same place in time t, during which the cyclist moves from L to M. Again, repeat this point that when the car starts, after 24 seconds, cyclist is at L. The car is moving fast. In time t, car reaches from this point to this point t, during which cyclist reaches from L to M. One thing is common that after time t, the distance of car will be equal to the distance of cyclist. So we will find the distances of both first. We have already seen that during first stage of motion, the distance of cyclist is 36 meter and time it takes is 12 seconds. I mentioned already, from A to C time is 12 seconds. So in 12 seconds it covers 36 meter. Now because car starts after 24 seconds, so 12 seconds are left. In 12 seconds, suppose the cyclist moves from C to L. Now how will you find CL distance? This is the second stage of motion from C to D for the cyclist, during which the velocity remains constant. No acceleration or zero acceleration. Now we know that velocity is 6, distance will be 72 meter. Time is 12 seconds. Now, when the cyclist is at L, the car starts. Now, in time t, car reaches from this to this point, cyclist goes from L to M. But again, this is second stage of motion, constant velocity 6. So the distance LM for the cyclist will be 6t, because time is t seconds and velocity is constant 6t meter. So total distance, which is AM, is equal to AC plus CL plus LM. So you add these two, you will get 36 plus 72 plus 60, and this is equal to 108 plus 60. Now we find the distance of car. Distance of car in t seconds. T seconds means a m distance, or you can name this as r point. So RT, which is equal to AM. So we are going to find AM, which is also equal to RT in the diagram, and this is equal to question mark. Now for the car, it is given that it starts from rest. it moves with constant acceleration. Acceleration is constant, and time t we don't know, and time is we are supposing the time is t, and the distance s is a m r t. Now, which formula connects these four quantities? You will apply that formula. Now, this is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Applying this formula, we get the distance rt equal to, this is 0 because u is 0, half a is 4t square. This is equal to 2t square. Now the distances are equal because at t the car is overtaking the cyclist. Distances are equal, so the distance of car will be equal to this. So rt is equal to am. So 2t square is equal to 108 plus 6t. On simplifying this, this becomes a quadratic equation in t, which is t square 54t and minus 3t equal to 0. On solving it, you will get 9 seconds. The negative value will be rejected as time is positive. 9 seconds. So the car overtakes the cyclist at this point after 9 seconds. But see the statement again. Find the time that it takes from when the cyclist starts. So cyclist starts at time 0, but when the car overtakes, the time is 24 plus 9 seconds. So our answer is 33 seconds. Thank you.